Good evening, folks, and welcome to episode 2 of Campaign 2. It's weird to be in low numbers, I'm not going to lie, but I'm still very excited that we're in Campaign 2. Slightly disappointed in our resident episode namer, who didn't change the name of the episode back to what we thought it was going to be. He's now swearing at me behind the screen, which is awesome. So tonight's episode is called, when somebody reminds me, the Magistrate's mission, but it could have been Don't Bite the prosthetic hand that feeds you, which I think we might change to, which I thought was quite funny. Anyway, I digress. We've got a few things to get through before we start, so let's get through our usual thank yous and shout outs, and hello to everyone joining us again. So let's give a huge shout out and thank you to Incarnate, Albert Radio, Dungeon Alchemist for all things mapping and virtual tabletop. And then a big shout out to D&D Beyond, of course, for everything D&D, whether it's campaign management, character management, encounter management, and everything in between. So thank you, D&D Beyond. Of course, a huge shout out to Hero Forge as well for all thing character visuals. If you've not got your own resident artist that draws all your cool characters for you, then Hero Forge is a great way to design your characters. Of course, we are lucky to have had our characters designed for us, which is awesome. If you've not seen them yet, then go check out the social media. Of course, let's get through the rest of the thank yous. So, a big shout out to Kasoon, 5e Magic Shop, 2 Minutes Tools, Thieves Guild. And I think that's it for all of my little DMs, tips, tricks, and tools in the background there. And of course, a big shout out to World Anvil as well, who we announced or introduced last week for ourselves. The title has been changed. Amazing. Introduced World Anvil last week, which is a massive world management tool. I've used it for just a few. I've barely scraped the surface of it, basically, but I do recommend it if you do want to go and design your own worlds and have something to manage that. I was already deep into world building before I found World Anvil, so it did make sense to port it over. But if you're starting new, it gives you some great tutorials, tips and tricks to go and work with. For all things audio, of course, we are not affiliated with, but we use heavily Tabletop Audio, so thank you to them. Highly recommend, if you enjoy those tracks, to go check them out, go subscribe, go donate to them. They've got some awesome tunes on there as well. And then all of our sound effects that you will hopefully hear over the coming weeks are courtesy of Battle Bards, and as I said to you all last week, we are working with Battle Bards to organise our first giveaway prize, if you like, of the campaign as they launch version 2 of their site and of their service, so be on the lookout for that. Speaking of social media, you can see all of our channels down at the bottom there, so please go have a look at them, go see our updates, go see the artwork, go see the clip that we posted earlier of episode 1, which was quite amusing. And of course you can join us on Discord as well, so the link to the Discord channel will appear on screen briefly or in a second, and it will also appear in the chat during the evening, so if you're not already joined, please do come and join us on the Discord server, where there's all sorts of things you can talk about: fan arts, spoilers, previous series, previous campaign, all those different things. And I am pleased to say I have finally pulled my finger out and got the podcast sorted. So if you would like to listen to us as well as see us or watch us on YouTube or on Twitch, if you're live with us now, then please go check out the podcast on your platform of choice. You will find both the Witches and Wild Lights episodes, part 1 and part 2 are on there now. The Malt, Magic and More special of our Campaign 1 close, and episode 1 of campaign 2 is up there now as well. So we're fully up to date, new intros, new few bits thrown in there, and even a new logo to go along with it, or a redesigned logo ready for campaign 2. So that's about it for the shout outs. I'm going to make one more statement, I guess, which is about the whole 1D&D OGL discussion that's currently going on. I've been asked a few times about it. Until something concrete comes out, something official comes out, quite frankly, I'm not paying it any heed. We won't make any official announcements or any statements up until something comes out from Wizards of the Coast, at which point we will then review it, see how it affects us, and make a statement from there. So until such time, we're playing D&D, and that's all we care about. Cool. So with that, I think that's all of my shout-outs. We've had the title changed just because I thought the previous one was funnier. And I'm going to get some grief for Danny when we get on screen in a minute. But other than that, there will be adult language, there will be adult humour. Let's get into episode 2. Let's roll.
Hi.
Hello. There we go. Do you want to berate me now, Danny, and just tell me off? The power of peer pressure works
it's
far
fine.
too well there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, that's even
Oh,
worse.
God. I was going to say, no, it's fine.
I'm not
No,
angry,
it's
I'm just
fine.
disappointed.
Kick in the arse later. Yeah. He will have his revenge on me, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But no.
You're going to have to be conked quite a lot tonight.
That or a cock. Yeah, either way. Judging on episode 1. So, cool. Yeah, let's run down the lineup while I remember what the fuck I'm doing as Dungeon Master. It's still weird seeing you all in different positions, I have to admit. So, I am Matt, and I am the Dungeon Master for this and most of our other campaigns, apart from a few one-shots where I jump into the player's seat.
Oh, I'm in the same
Dave.
place. I knew that. I'm totally ready for that. Yeah, sure. So I'm Dave, and I'm allowed to say this time I'm playing Jewel of Shadows, a Tabaxi rogue. At your service.
And I am playing Lex Ordo, a UNT Clockwork Soul sorcerer.
There we go. And you are Danny, of course.
Yeah, that helps as well. That's who I am.
We're
Yes,
professionals.
you are Danny.
We are all
This is,
professional.
this is definitely not our first stream. I don't know why we've all gone to shit.
I'm Simao, and I play Castle's Whiskgut, the party's wizard, apparently, and tank, considering the hit points.
The hit points,
Sexiest-
which is a bizarre
Sexiest person
situation
alive
to
in
be in.
Ardalia, apparently.
Oh, absolutely. I think we all had a good simp over Carsis last week. Cool.
My job is
So
complete.
speaking of last week, of course, it was the kick-off of Campaign 2. And we started introducing our world of Ardalia, which is where Nylin now sits, having been restored. And that was about all we said about Nylin, as we started in the city of Thalissa, which is one of 2 cities that form the Great Gate, a channel, if you like, across Helenthor Island that separates the main continent of Enoeth and the continent of the Auroran Empire. The first to arrive, if you like, or the first to be introduced was Lex, as he stepped off a great skyship or airship into the city of Thalissa and began to try and figure out what the hell he needed to do and where he needed to go. Had a rough idea of someone he needed to go see, which was one Artemisia, or Artemisia Calianera, as the full name. Good luck spelling that one. To understand or answer a call for help around some malfunctioning arcane apparatus within the Helenthor Lyceum. On looking around, one Lex Ordo found a strange Tabaxi who stood out of the crowd somewhat. This being a very Grecian, Greco-Roman inspired city, if you like, and everybody quite au fait with magic in this day and age. Magic is everywhere, it's commonplace, and great magical marvels are now very, very common. And of course, Jewel stuck out, sort of shrinking away from certain spells. So Lex made a point of introducing himself to our said Tabaxi rogue, and there were some great interactions there as part of it. While then Jewel agreed to help Lex find Artemisia, they came across one Carsis Wispcut, who was leaning very sultrily against a wall, reading a book near the great arena within the city of Thalissa. Again, conversations were had, and you all agreed to help each other. More out of curiosity and interest, I think, for most. But you went and spoke to Artemisia, and she explained and introduced to you the grand apparatus that was not working at certain hours of the night. This apparatus being a almost solar system-like tracking, I forget what they're called because my brain's totally just gone, but it's next to me, just here. I suppose I can pull it up on screen. This sort of apparatus, tracking globes and positions as things move throughout the universe. And Artemisia explained that this was how she improved her sense of arcane understanding and of the universe and the machinations and calculations
It's
that
called an
help her
orrery.
to form her. An orrery, thank you very much. So to understand her arcane ability and grow her arcane ability, and it malfunctioning did not help her. So she did reluctantly agree to allow you to help. But not having the right credentials, or any credentials really, to come and see her, not being the members of any colleges or universities or anything like that, you were offered a sum of money and then sent on your way. From there you decided, let's go see what else we can potentially pick up on. So you decided to head over to the Magistrate's district and seek out one Drakios Styx, who is also has a call out for work. And you found the Magistrate's district, didn't know really where to go. Lex was very much like, what do you think the protocol is here? And Karsus, in true Karsus nature, just went and says, where's Drakios? Found the biggest palace, or the biggest mansion within the Magistrate's district, went up to the entrance, were met by some guards who told you to join the queue of 3 people, where you then saw one Drakios Styx laid on a chaise outside under this great pergola or pagoda. And as described last week, you see this individual in a blue robe with a sort of cream or ochre wrap around them, a simple leather belt, and on the arms of this robe, the t-shirt like sleeves, the short sleeves, there is a thick orange band and a thin yellow band indicating a certain rank within the Magistrates. Around their neck is a blue jewel encased in gold with a rope-like necklace around it. And then you observe Drakios himself even, who is dark, tanned-skinned, this brownish hair or brownish sort of balding haircut, because words are escaping me again, with flecks of grey, a big thick beard, and one yellow golden eye, and the other one this red and black mechanical eye, where a scar cuts down the face over the top of it. Their left arm is a mechanical arm, as I described to you last week, and they are laid on this chaise, greeting people offering to take up the job, take up work. In front of you was an individual who Karsus had already met and conversed with and agreed to battle in the arena on the morrow. But as that individual wanders off, a great axe on their back, you are next up to speak to Drakios Styx. So,
What's the ancestry of Drakios?
the human, sorry. Or appears human, I should say.
And so we
Just
are
lays
next.
there, takes a sip of wine, eats a grape or two, and then looks to you, the 3 of you.
Well, are you approaching or not?
I shall approach. Magistrate Styx, it is lovely to have your acquaintance. We are here to help you with the problem that you are having in the city, and we hope to be of assistance in clearing it up. I believe you had something about some disappearances?
Indeed, it is troubling that my people come to me with these strange stories of people disappearing in the night.
Does it always happen in the night?
These reports, yes. That is not to say we have not have people go missing in the day. It is a large city after all.
No, but the patterns that you are looking into are definitely of those that are in the night and mysterious, less unusual.
Very much so. There is talk of no sound, but in the morning they are simply not there. Disturbed beds, but no individuals.
Is this
There is no pattern. It is men, women, or males, females, all sorts, young, old, middle-aged.
Is there any pattern in where? Is it a small area of the city, or is it all over?
It seemed to have started from near the temple district, if you like, at the bottom of that acropolis, and has begun to expand from there. 1, then 2, then 4. I'm afraid we are now up to 10 missing individuals from the area around the acropolis.
Can I ask when this started?
It's about... I think I got the first reports of missing people about 2 weeks ago, but that is not to say that it's not been longer.
Would that track with my timeline of when I may or may not have got similarly to the city? Have I been here just over a week or something, or,
You've been here just over a week,
Yeah.
having tracked a different story or a different call, but yes.
Okay.
Have you been tracking?
You, Cassis. No.
Are you investigators of sort, or just adventurers for hire? You seem a very strange group. Swordsman! You are with this
Bows
tabaxi.
to 5'7".
Down to my height, then, basically.
Yeah. Yes, Drakios. Thank you for seeing us. First of all, it's been it's a great honor. I've met Jewel before, and we saw Lex and Jewel together. They were going to the Lyceum, and I have some interest there, some knowledge that might be in there in the form of spells. So I thought I'd go and help. And when we got the opportunity to talk to someone of your caliber, I couldn't say no, really.
Enough butter. You are one who earns me much coin. I am thankful for your assistance in this matter.
Oh, more than welcome.
In answer to your question, yes, we are an unusual bunch. However, I am an investigator, and I'm looking into similar things that have brought me into the city. And also, I believe that the skills of the other two could well be just what you need to resolve the issues you have here. We are also for hire.
Very
I
good.
suppose it's worth
Well,
pointing
I will
out.
tell you.
It appears that I'm whispering and conferring with Cog, rather than kind of paying attention to what Jewel and Cassis are saying.
Let's make a perception check, shall we? Drakios is going to sort of start.
Well, I will tell you what I have told the others. Are they okay on talking to that little machine?
They do that a lot. It's quite alright.
You talking to me? Sorry. We were conferring. We were just marveling at the mechanical genius of your body.
Oh, this. Yes, well, when one spends time in the armies of Gildorn, well, it's not always when one returns whole, shall we say.
Cog's been trying to get me to have mechanical replacements for years, but I'm a bit hesitant. But
I don't recommend it if you can keep your own parts.
I agree.
It feels
I told you.
wrong.
May I ask if this is such a thing that is happening in the city? Not to wonder why you're handing it out to people such as us, but is this not something that the establishment would want to look at first? Or is this something that you do need to be kept quiet? It is something I am very good at.
Oh, all of the above. It is not considered by most of the magistrates enough to be looking into just yet. A city of this size and 10 people going missing, not their usual concern. When it affects the pockets or the trade, then they will pay more attention. But I am more interested in people, shall we say. So when people in my city go missing, I am more obliged to help. I cannot do this with my own small force, so I choose to seek out others with skills to help. Hence yourselves here and the others. Although that Cleaver fellow, I'm not sure how much help he is going to be.
I am sure it will be a lovely distraction for others.
Yeah, he seems to be able to get people to just do things for him. I think it's because he's seen as they are seen as an attractive person. I don't see it myself.
We're talking about same person here, Cleaver, old, bald, and fat.
Oh, I thought you meant. Sorry. Stop talking to me. I'm getting distracted. I thought you meant his cleaver, as in the weapon he wields.
Oh, no. Cleaver is individual. Keith the Cleaver. I understand, Karthus, you have bout with him tomorrow.
Oh, do I? Oh, yeah. Probably
You
should get ready then.
Organize fight and forget to get individual's name. How very Karthus of you.
Yeah, after a while they just become bodies, don't they?
Oh, you went this one to the death? Is it unusual?
No, I think it's to the death. I think it's just till utter humiliation. At least that's what I'm going for. So.
Oh well, as long as you keep the entertainment factor high and the coin flowing, nobody will disapprove.
I live to please.
So I have heard. Anyway, on to the job at hand. I will confer to you the same rate as the others, given there are 3, whereas others are on their own. I will still give same rate to each individual. That is 300 gold per person.
$300?
And solving this mystery for me. 300.
Lex nearly turned into Under for a second. I got a bit excited when I heard that.
That is indeed very generous. Is there any other information that you can provide us that you are aware of at this time, or should we just start heading towards the temple area?
I would head there. There is some... maybe pay visit to temple as well. I'm hearing of other stories or other information reaching those pious pompous pricks on their hill. So maybe discuss with them as well. See what information they have. But generally that is the area it started. I would secure lodgings as well. It's, I doubt you will solve it in an hour, put it that way.
Thank you. I believe that most of us possibly... most of us have lodgings, but you are quite right. Thank you.
Oh, very good, very good.
Lex, Cassis,
Anything
any
else
questions?
I can help you with?
No, I don't think so. I think for now we just head up to the temple and see what's going on there.
Yeah, we have a sensible course of action.
Magistrate Sticks, is there any evidence that you are particularly hoping for in terms of when we return for our payment?
If you can, well, whatever you can find to show me it is done. The culprit or evidence of the missing individuals. If you're gonna return them, then that'll obviously be the ultimate prize. But just reassurance that the job is done is enough.
Thank you. Au revoir.
Goodbye.
Pardon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bows again.
Slight bow, and then we'll walk off with the rest of them.
As you walk off, Dracius just turns to his colleagues.
Come, friends. Enough for today. I have papers to sign.
And Dracius stands and enters the grand mansion as you walk out.
So, Jewel, you said that you were coming here to investigate something that was slightly related to this. What was that?
There were not so much disappearances from my village, but there were issues in my village, and certain people, they were seeing shadows, and they were seeing them at night. Some of them were having dreams, and some of them were waking up to find very bad things happening. But these shadows were, well, very uncomfortable for anyone who would see them. I am tracking what I believe to be the source, as it does not seem to be entirely localized to our area.
Is there anything else that those people that saw these shadows felt, like change in temperature, or maybe they felt something within them? Anything that can give us a little bit of a clue?
Not particularly in change in temperature, as far as I'm aware. It is not something that I've heard from anyone who has been telling the story. It has just been a mention of anyone who is seeing shadows, even during the day, but quite often it is worse at night.
It sounds like we have an agent of chaos. I can understand for that.
Okay, if I am being honest with you, there was someone we did also see in our village who we had not seen before, and I believe they may or may not have had something to do with it. I do not entirely know, and I have been tracking what I believe to be them, and possibly, well, definitely any of the information and rumors of people seeing these shadows.
Is this why you don't like magic?
I did not like magic long before this, but I am adamant that it has something to do with it, and it is only securing my reasons to why I do not like magic. Or more precisely, those who wield it against others. It is unpredictable, and I do not like it.
Now, unpredictability is something I do not deal with. Magic you get from me restores balance, it makes sense, it's logical. You have nothing to fear with me, my friend.
Only time will tell.
I
hope that's not the
sounded
case.
like I was trying to sell you a second-hand car then.
It's got wonderful chrome rims, and it's lovely. It's
This
lovely.
man
Straight
holds
Six
so
has
much
only done
magic in it.
60,000 miles. It's absolute dream, this one.
You can get so many potions in the trunk, man.
I will
God
say at this
damn it.
point, as Lex says that statement, Cog just does a full, precise, to the micro point of a degree, a 360 turn.
Do a barrel
Yeah,
roll.
I've got him excited. Sorry. Calm down.
I do have some trepidations to anything magical that I have not seen before either. Again, it is that unknown that I do not like about magic. I am not so naive to say that all magic is completely evil. I just understand that I just have major trepidations with it.
I know you like a good mystery. Just think of magic as the ultimate mystery to solve. That might make you like it a bit more. Or at least tolerate it a bit better, anyway.
Well then, Lex, maybe that is what you need to do for me. Make me understand magic better and make me understand why it is a good thing and not the evil thing that I currently understand it to be.
Ooh, challenge accepted.
On that note, Cassis, are you staying here? I have lodgings, but I assume the way we met, Lex, that you may or may not need to find a room for the night.
Oh, myself. Yeah, I am staying at the Taverna. That's where I'm
Ah, bon.
Staying-
So am I.
I need lodgings. Can I come with you?
Yeah, well, yes. Why not take the same place and then we all together? We can find out what is
We
going
can
on.
share a room.
If that's the most efficient way, we can share a room.
I'm sure you two can share the room. I have a room all to myself, and I will keep it that way.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Lovely.
Wonderful.
I do hope that it is on the way to the temple. Otherwise, we are making quite the detour. But I hope that it is. Well, it is something we need to do possibly before we go to the temple. Do I know
Is
where the
it-
temple district is and what temple we're looking for?
So the temple is the easiest thing to locate in the city, bar the arena and the lighthouse, because it's the only thing that's up on a hill of sorts of rocky outcrop in the middle. Well, not in the middle of the city. Usually they're in the middle of the city, but this is actually slightly more towards the western edge, the southwestern edge to be more precise. The Grand Temple is atop this Acropolis area. And you can see the marble columns all the way from here. There are a number of smaller buildings around it, but it is the Grand Temple that stands out. I need to remind myself, because it's a new campaign, and I haven't quite memorised everything yet.
West of Nylin.
So, let's pull up all sorts of different things. I've lost my document. I must have closed it. What a knob.
Off camera, I'm worried for Lex's safety tonight. Sexual safety, should I say?
So
Cassis
yes,
always asks for consent.
And then lets you sleep.
for anybody that's been here longer than a couple of days, you would know that the temple is known as the Grand Temple of Clothis. Clothis, yes.
Do we know what that god is?
I'm
Make
trying
me
to
a
make sure I didn't
religion
write
check,
clitoris then.
please. Clitoris, yeah, the Grand Temple of Clitoris. There we go. There's the first one.
Oh, come on.
Cassie running.
Come on.
Religion check. Oh, it is an intelligence-based
Yes,
roll.
please.
8.
Are we all doing that?
8. Anybody
I'm
who
gonna
wants
do
to
it.
try and identify.
I mean, sure.
Can I make a bid for history?
No.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. I mean, yeah.
Right.
Like that.
Sorry.
Where is it? It's a respectable 19 from Jewel. I'm not
I'm
proficient
buzzing for
in
13,
any
that's my
way,
highest roll of the campaign
so
so far.
take that as you will.
So, with a 19 duel,
Yes.
you would have heard the name Clothis, and that usually they are portrayed as something of a solitary deity, if you like. But they are also attributed to great knowledge. And there is some that say they are the one most attributed with the domain of Arcana.
And sort of knowledge.
It's any sort of knowledge, really. So that idea of gaining knowledge and learning. The other thing that you
Greek
would...
version of Moradin, yeah?
Well, this was my next point. The other thing you will have understood is that Clothis goes by other names in other parts of the continent. One of which is
Ayun.
Ayun.
Ayun, that's pretty me, is it?
I was just like, oh my god, what's it going to... We're gonna have a god fight here, but okay, he's Ayun. Sweet.
So, Clothis is often referred to as the god of destiny as well. Just to round it out, because you rolled a 19, right?
Yes.
Another name you would have heard attributed to this god is also Ogma.
Ogma.
Yeah, Oghma.
I can't work out whether Smile was just trying to work out how to spell that or suddenly had a brainwave.
No. Just try and spell it.
Just a brain fart. Fine.
Ogma's probably the easiest thing we're going to have to spell in this city, I think.
Just had a hidden H and it's fine.
Is it? Bastard.
Put fucking apostrophes everywhere, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'll have a Y in it just
Wait,
to
that's Elvish, isn't it?
OGQUE.
Pretty good.
Lex, Garcis, do you know anything about who the temple is for? I believe on my readings this week it is Clothis. And I wonder if you know anything about that deity.
Well, I rolled a 13, so probably half about what Matt just said.
Okay, so with a 13, you would also have heard Ayun, god of destiny, god of arcana and knowledge, female.
Yeah.
That's probably what you know.
I know them by another name mainly. Ayun is the name I most commonly come across.
I have heard of that. Do you wonder if it is specific that it is a temple, or do you think it may be just it is the temple? Do you think it is specific?
Ooh, that's a good provocation. Maybe it's just a bastion for knowledge, and I don't know.
As Ayun or Clothis is sometimes connected to the arcane, I am wondering if it is possibly there is a small, slight connection between that and why that horrible contraption was misfiring that we have seen.
Oh, you think the temple might be doing something that's interfering with her apparatus.
Well,
Apparatus.
I don't know if we would possibly understand that specifically the people in the temple would be doing it. But
Well, if they're linked to the arcane, they might be doing some sort of ritual spellcasting.
well, maybe we should go and find out if they have been, missing.
If you know where to go, I'll follow your lead.
Well, should we organize your lodgings before we do anything else?
Yeah, okay.
We shall wander
That
by
makes more
there,
sense.
a short detour, and then we shall head on. Garcis, are you still happy to join us? I know that you said that you were going to have your fight later.
Oh, yes, but I still have something going on in the evening, hopefully, so I've got time.
How much is the price for this lodgings? I'm not a man of vast means.
DM, what did I pay?
So
I was going
both of
hotels.com,
you
hang on.
will have, both of you would have paid for week blocks, if you like, predicting that you're going to be here that amount of time, and it is about 1 gold per week. It's not massively expensive at all.
It's a travel lodge.
For a week's worth of lodgings.
Yeah, it's not a hostel.
It's not Best Western.
It's quite a nice taverna, actually. There's a lot of sort of brain on the. In fact, we'll say as you cross the agora and find yourselves outside of the Poros Taverna, there are these marble columns that are just placed on the outside. They're not holding anything up. They're more for decoration. There's a few palm trees littered here and there, and then you also notice these great olive vines that sort of wind around. And inside, as you step through just a simple archway, there are these hanging braziers with flames burning in them that provide this subtle glow of light inside the taverna. And then each table, if you like, is a circular table, or a donut-shaped table, shall we say, with in the middle there are these great plants growing out. Some are grapevines, again, some are olive vines, some are different fruit trees, and then people are sat around the edge, eating flatbreads and these very exotic dips and sauces and salsas. There's a lot of wine being poured in here. It is very, very nice. The braziers, though, don't provide enough light for what you see in here, and it's at that point you sort of look up to the ceiling and you can see these small gemstones embedded in the ceiling, or the ceiling of this room. Before you go upstairs, there is a spiral staircase to one side next to where the bar is, and behind the bar is a portly female individual who is pouring wine and handing glasses out as people have these quiet conversations.
This is in the taverna itself, isn't it?
This is in the taverna itself.
I'll approach her then to try and bag myself a lodgings. Good day. I'm hoping to stay at this establishment. Can you help?
You are a mighty direct. Of course. If you have the coin, then you are more than welcome to stay.
I've been reliably informed it is 1 gold for a week. Is that the case?
That is what you wish, yes, of course. Are you
If-
on your
if
own?
that is the price,
wishing to
that is
stay
what
with
I'll pay.
another, or one? As I say, on your own, sharing, or
Well, I was offered to stay with Karsus, but I think it makes sense for us to have our own private time. So I think I might go for a room by myself for my
then 1
meditations.
gold it shall be. 1 gold,
Carsus doesn't believe
and
it should
I
be
can
there,
have
so-
a room prepared for you for this evening.
Thank
Unless you wish to
I'll-
go up now, of course.
I just have one question because I don't want to fall foul of any protocols. Is there any additional charge for my friend here? Cog.
Your friend, and she looks around, and then you point at them. Oh, curious. No, not at all. I assume it does not require a bed.
No, nor sustenance.
Well, very good then. I have no need to provide, so no charge.
Thank you. That is very kind. I'll hand over the gold.
Fantastic, and I will have your room prepared. This evening, if you pop back, I can give you a key then, rather than have you wander around and, well, lose it or misplace it or forget.
I can assure you I will not misplace it. I am a very trustworthy individual.
I can give you a key now if you wish.
That would be preferable, thank you.
And she hands over an iron key.
Thank you.
Can I interest you in any of our wine while you are here? Or do you have important matters?
Yeah, I'm on some important business right now, and wine tends to inhibit my cognitive function, so I tend to steer clear
As
of
does
it,
it most
if I'm
people,
honest.
yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, if you would be requiring any form of sustenance later, you and your friends. Ah, yes, Karsis and I forget her name, but well, your Tabaxi friend. Then yes, feel free to stop by later.
Thank you. See you later. Come on, Cog. And then I'll go back to this.
Cass is going to step in and is going to say, "Can I get a wineskin to go, please?"
To go. Well, for your Karsis, I'll make an exception. And
Thank you.
she fills up a wineskin and places it on. I'm gonna be charging. Oh, I'm doing your Irish accent now. I will be charging you 5 silver. Sorry, not 10. 5 silver for that.
That's all right. I'll bring the skin back. I'll pay 5 silver.
Much obliged.
And I will be drinking on the job.
In person and in character. Well played.
You are off for work? Anything I can help with?
No, don't think so. Although there might be someone later that tries to come in asking for me. Should be an elven lady. Just send her up when she comes. She should be coming from the Lyceum.
As per usual, Karsis. No worries at all. I'll do as you bid.
I totally forgot that you gave her a room number.
Make me an insight check, please.
It's gonna go. I didn't roll these fucking insights with Kirik. I rolled a 19, so that's a 16.
I like it. There's a 19, so it's a 16. There is a look on the tavern owner's, or the taverness, I suppose you could call her, on her face that almost looks like a hint of jealousy.
Moist.
I can get rooms for free. Yeah, nothing stops her from coming up as well. Probably should say that.
I love it.
Anyway.
Oh dear.
Very good. Right, where are we going to next? Lodgings secured.
Long as you could. So yeah, head straight towards the temple.
I'm going
then.
to say a few hours have passed by this point as well. We're probably getting towards midday at this point, having travelled across the city back, spoken to various people, bought wineskins.
So yeah, I think probably heading straight towards that temple, and trying to find out on the way. Joel will turn to Lex and Karsis. I don't know about the two of you, but I am hesitant to ask too many people about this because I am quite often desire to keep things close to my chest and not give too much information away. I am about gathering information and not giving it away. However, if you do see that it is better to ask someone, then feel free, but I have to say it is not in my nature. I will try and gather this information as best we can.
I mean, it makes sense to only ask people we need to ask. I don't want people to hinder our investigation.
It crossed my mind to ask the lady back there. Tavern owners often have a lot of information that is passing. However, she would then also have the information that we are looking, and that is also information that is useful and tradable. Therefore, I did not want to ask her.
You analyze things in a way that I'm not used to, and I think I could learn a lot from you.
I am glad to hear it. That is a very nice compliment. Thank you. You have made me blush.
Can I tell that she's blushing? Under the
That's a very good point. I've no idea.
Under the fur.
Difficult under this jet black fur. It's very difficult to see Jewel blush.
I'll take your word for it. And I'm now disappointed I've missed the opportunity to make chat happy and bunk with Carsus when he's going to be banging that lady later. We've missed an opportunity there for an awkward roleplay session.
I was about to say, I mean, Cog could be there as a camera, getting the highlights.
Cog will end up someone's ass and I'll never get mad.
Hang on. Hang on, man.
I don't know. Felching with a drone is
how
probably
did
not
that
the best
drone
idea.
get there? It's going to take more than this little comment to write.
You would literally invent
to the resident medic.
with Cog, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Very good. Right, that took a turn.
You're welcome.
We're here to please.
I can't take a turn as my character, so I have to break character and do it as me.
Oh, it's all good. You have to break that fourth wall. Cool. So you then continue out of the Forest Taverna and head down the southwest main route, if you like, which leads you past then the sort of the main agora, past those trade buildings that are on the outside. As I say, the sort of enchanters, the smithies, the carpenters, all those sorts of things. And it would almost be in the direction of the gatehouse, which leads south towards the chat has thrown me off massively there. Jesus. Towards the second of the gate cities across the narrow part of Halenthor Island. But instead you make a turn towards the Acropolis, and you can see the grand temple at the top of it. Now, Carsus and Jewel, you would know that the actual stairs to get up to the Acropolis are actually on the arena side of this cliff, if you like, this rocky outcropping. So you then need to walk around if you wish to go up to the temple. Do you wish to go up to the temple, or do you wish to start questioning people in houses around the outside of this Acropolis?
I had thought, gentlemen, that maybe it should be better to head to the temple first, but do you think it may be more advisable to find people around the temple?
Well, the thing is, I don't do very well with temples and deities in general, so...
What do you do,
If I
burst
could
into
stay-
flames every time you go in one?
I haven't tried in a while, so I don't really know. But it's possible.
I mean, I was speaking
but,
metaphorically, but okay.
Was that a joke, or was you being serious?
I don't know. I am a part demon or devil, so maybe.
That is
Oh,
something I
dears.
had not thought of. What would be your preference, Lex?
Well, I think we do need to question the people in the temple, but I don't want him to die. So, could you at least wait outside and we question them, or you maybe we could divide and conquer. You question the immediate people around the temple while we go in.
I could stay here and question the people in the houses. After all, this is where people disappeared from. So, and then once you're done, I will meet you at the bottom of the stairs.
Does that sound logical to you, Jewel?
Yes, I do wonder whether there is a good chance that we will head to the temple and quite possibly find that they are either closed lips or that they have no idea what it is, and we will soon be finding ourselves next to Cassis trying to find other information. I think it is best to rule it out.
Agree.
So I will get a head start.
Bon. We shall see you soon.
Yes.
Cool. So, episode 2, we're splitting the party.
Yeah.
Jewel, Lex, where are you going?
So yeah, we shall head round towards the stairs, which is on presumably the side, but yeah, we'll go around.
You come to the base of the Acropolis and follow it around in an anti-clockwise fashion until you find this grand marble staircase which weaves up through the rock till it eventually comes out onto a cobblestone-like top surrounded by palm trees. And as I say, there's these smaller buildings, and then right in the dead centre, the largest building at the top of this Acropolis is this huge marble column adorned temple. Outside of this temple is a grand gold and marble statue. And what you see is this strange form, actually. And it's not what you're used to seeing when you think Ioun. But, Jewel, you would know this is the perceived image of Clothis, which is a woman with a hip to waist ratio that everybody can be envious of, and these robes which just hang off the body, this cloth that covers the eyes, and these two sets of horns that come out of the head. In one hand she holds a spear, in the other hand she holds this strange rope or cloth type thing with these almost dagger-like hangings off of this rope. And it's almost like this is part of her hair. As you notice, the rope itself weaves back behind her back and forms the same structure of this hair that flows around her. It's quite an imposing statue.
Why was Karsus nervous? They seem to have a lot of similarities.
I was just thinking the same, actually. Maybe he has nothing to fear in this temple.
Do you know what the expected social protocols are when we enter this place? Do I need to take my shoes off? Do I need to bow?
I have no idea. I would say we follow those people who are going in now. We find out what they do, and we follow. And we do the same. What would be your way of finding information, Lex? What would you find best when we go in?
If it's a person, I just ask them questions, but if it's a thing, I tend to take it apart.
Perhaps you do not take anything apart in the temple. They may frown upon this, but I do wonder if you could find out some information from anyone who is there. I may try to find any signs of anything that has gone on.
Yeah.
How about that?
I mean, you may not approve, but if people are being, they're not giving us the truth, I can magically try and convince them, if it makes sense to do so. If you would approve.
Perhaps I will turn a blind eye and possibly be nowhere near you when you do it. How about that?
Yeah.
I cannot
It
stop
never
you
went
if I do
successfully
not
in
know when
campaign
you are
1,
doing it.
so I don't hold out hopes for campaign 2. We shall see.
He was like, I'm going to fucking do it this time.
Yeah. It's gonna fucking work.
I'm going to say, as the two of you are discussing this, there's a lot of people coming to and from this temple. It's a busy area. And at some point while you're discussing, an individual stumbles and bumps into you both and then carries on as you then sort of readjust yourselves and get back to the task at hand.
Jewel will immediately check herself to make sure nothing has changed, and also, I don't know, try and glimpse as much and remember as much information about that person who bumps into us.
Make an investigation check, please.
Yep. Rogue can do
Okay,
that.
I'm going to. Okay, it doesn't really make any difference. It means I can technically do this as a bonus action, which is interesting. But that's for the future. That is bullshit. I don't think I get anything on that one. No, that is as crap as a 6.
Level 3, baby.
No, 7. 7, sorry. Yeah, well, there you go.
Hey.
From what you can
everything more.
tell, nothing has been taken. As you look, so you get an initial glimpse of this individual as they bump into you, and they're wearing this cream-coloured cape and cloak, and hood is up. You get the briefest flash of white hair, and you think sort of darkish, purplish type skin. And then as you check your body and turn around, you see that actually it's a brown robe, and the individual looks vaguely humanoid.
Call ahead and say, speak up. You should watch where you're going.
No response.
Fine.
Start a fight. Start a fight.
Yeah. That's it.
It's not Dargon anymore.
Yeah, I know. You should watch where you're going.
Buffett would have already tackled the bastard and be stabbing him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Slice their head off, ask
Or
questions
them,
later.
I should say.
No, Kirik asks questions later.
Yes. Heads in bags of holding and all that sort of thing. Anyway, what are we doing?
So, as per I described, so if Lex is happy to follow many people going in and finding out if I can perceive the etiquette as to what we need to do, take shoes off, not that Jules wearing any, and just seeing if there's anything that may be the etiquette of going into the temple.
What you notice as you get closer to the entrance of the temple is there's sort of two queues that go to the temple. I say queues, there's two small lines of people. As much as this place is busy, it's more just busy with the fact that there's a lot of people up here going into the other buildings around the temple. There's probably a maximum of about 12 people you see in these lines, maybe 5 or 6 in each. And as they walk up to the temple, they approach a small wicker basket that is literally right on the entrance into the temple. And each of them takes out a gold or shiny yellow thread, string if you like, probably about 1 meter long. And they take that and hold it at its length and then just walk into the temple. There's no removal of shoes, nothing other than this grasping of string.
Cool. When it gets to our turn, I'll grasp it and walk in.
Okay, so you pick up a piece of string each, and you enter.
Yep.
As you enter, you see more marble columns and statues, and you notice that people are taking the string and sitting on various cushions around the floor, folding the string in front of them, and seemingly then beginning prayer. There are a number of individuals who are sat around reading books. And then you notice the priests, or the hierophants, if you like. And they are all dressed in these dark robes. Where's it gone? It's better not be in. It's alright, this is where I very quickly filter through Hero Forge.
Just thongs and flip-flops.
Just thongs and flip-flops.
True sign of knowledge.
No. I thought I'd save that one, but apparently not. So, you see these various priests in these dark, almost black robes with this orange-like trim. And right at the back is a centaur. Half horse, half human, half male. I say half male, fully male, half human, half horse. They have their top half adorned in these black robes, and then
Oh, Daddy, I'm farming.
over the mane of their, or sort of the waist, if you like, where man becomes horse, there is this cloth wrap around them, and they are instructing a small group of individuals in front of them. It is quite hushed in here, despite the activity going on. Even this priest, hierophant, towards the far end, the centaur, is speaking quietly.
Sorry, I should have said, the person who I called after earlier, did they start walking up to the temple?
No, they were going the other direction.
They're going in the direction, okay, fine.
It seems that centaur seems to be the man in charge. Maybe we should approach him.
Perhaps that is something that you could do, Lex. It would give me time to have a look around and see if there is anything untoward.
Okay. I will go and charm them.
I wish you all the luck in the world.
I've just found my mini.
I'm going to inside check that. Do they mean that? Because Jewel's got a naturally sarcastic voice. Oh, god damn it, my rolls have got shit. 8. Never mind.
Yeah, you believe her.
Thank you, that is very kind. Can I be level 15 now? Check.
Nope.
No. I will head as quietly to the centaur as I can in this quiet room, considering I've got clippy-cloppy, nice, shiny, heeled shoes on.
Echoing clang,
Okay.
clang, clang as you walk in.
Then again, he's got hoofs, so
So-
it's not going to be as loud as that.
Yeah. So you walk over, and the sound of your feet on the marble floor does echo a bit, but nobody seems to pay any mind to it whatsoever. You approach this hierophant, and unlike the others, just because I've now found the mini, where everybody else, the other priests, the hierophants that you see, wear just fully black robes, this individual wears sort of a black cloak, so shoulders and hood, but the rest of their robes is a burnt red and yellow colour with a golden plate, or golden embroidered plate in the middle. They are a mottled pattern on the fur of the horse, if you like, a brown and white, and underneath the hood you can see these piercing yellow eyes that stare out at the individuals they currently educate. They see you approach, and they wave their hands and sort of close their hands, bow their head, and then point as if to usher their students off. And the students sort of all stand, and they all collect these meter lengths of string that they wrap around their arms, close the books they have, and then shuffle off into a corner to go sit with each other and begin to read once more.
You are new in this place, my friend.
Yes, this is my first visit. I'm sorry if I'm
What
interrupting.
brings you... No, not at all. All are welcome in Clothis's house. What brings you to her domain?
I must admit I am here on matters of business. We have been hired to investigate. Yes, we've been hired to investigate the disappearances of some people that seem to start around this area, and I was hoping you might have some information. Or any
The
clues.
Magistrate has sent you, no doubt.
Correct.
Well, I know little of disappearances, but I do hear stories of shadows in the night. This is my main concern right now.
Do you believe they could be connected?
Quite possibly. Only the Matron of Destiny will know how true this all is.
I have to say this is a magnificent building. I hear that that Clovis is connected to the arcane realm. Do you think, have you been doing any ritual, magical practices that you think might either help with the situation or may have actually caused the situation?
We do little rituals anymore. The presence of the gods has dwindled these past 30 years. I only now hear her in whispers and dreams.
What do you know of these shadows? Do you think
Only
they're
that they are
magical, demonic?
shadows. I only know what I hear from my students and my pions. It is shadows in the night. Silent, stealthy. When someone wakes and sees them, they flee.
Oh. It seems weird that they would be connected if they flee once spotted. Why would they then take somebody if they're so easily spooked? Unless they take...
As I say, we
Do you
have...
know if the people that have
not-
spotted them are the people that have also gone missing?
No, the people that have spotted them have been here, asking for help, for guidance. It is a lot to know one's destiny.
Do you think these shadows need to be rid from the city?
If it helps
Or
my...
do you think they're nothing more than a nuisance?
Either way, people are scared. If we can help them, then surely that is the right course of action.
Yeah. What would be your course of action to rid them from the city? What would you suggest?
Well, if you
Maybe I can help.
wish to speak to one of the individuals that has seen a shadow, then you can make an introduction. I offer no coin. I can offer nothing. But the thanks of, well, the order of Clothis and the people of Thalissa. I know the Magistrate is offering coin for solving missing persons, and, well, I can hope they are connected, but who knows? Lots of things happen in a great city such as this.
Do I, fear of rolling shit again, do I get the impression that they are telling the truth? With a...
Make an insight check. Yeah.
Suck a duck. 9.
a 9. The DC's not high, as this individual, you do not get that air of bullshit off them at all. Everything they says is quite open and honest. It is just out there. There's no facade.
Okay. Yeah, I would really appreciate it if you could introduce us to one of the witnesses who have seen the shadows. I think it might help us in our
By all
query.
means, please sit and, well, I won't ask you to pray, but think, contemplate.
Thank you. I will gather myself.
Very good. Joel, what
Cog.
are you doing in this moment? As the
Oh, I was just about to send Cog to go get him. To go get her.
Yep. Okay. So I was going to say, so Lex does send Cog off, but Jewel, what are you doing in this moment? As the centaur sort of trots off slightly off into a corner.
Okay, so I've Jules left Lex to go off and talk to them, hoping that there's potentially better information to find. Looking around, presumably, however, Jewel is not seeing like. Oh, I don't know actually. First of all, does Jewel find that this place is weirdly full of bookshelves or anything?
There are a few bookshelves in here, yes.
But thinking and going what she knows about Ayun, then that's then not a surprise. And then going, well, that's probably just more general information and less like to have the information that she's looking for. But she may well come back to that one. So it is then. This has happened around the temple. Is there anything or anyone who is here praying and mumbling? And she is just going to very slowly walk up and around anyone who is sort of saying an open and not loud prayer, but like not one in their head, and just wants to listen to anything and everything that she can hear as she slowly just mindfully walks around.
Maybe a perception check, please.
Okay. I shall just make that protection check around the real life tabaxi that is currently in my way. Because you're in my way. It's 12.
12. As you wander around, just sort of listening and paying attention, there is an elderly gentleman. Looks half-elven in nature. Sort of balding head, white hair just round the back, some white stubble, a couple of scars on the top of the head, and they wear just very simple clothing, but they sit with their legs crossed on a cushion, and you can see that they have that meter length of string and coiled round a strange, almost like glass item, but etched into the glass is an image. It's the image of a young girl, maybe 14 or 15, early teens at least, half-elven herself. There is no colour to the glass other than the colour of the actual glass, so it's almost slight tinge of green, so you have no idea of eye colour or anything like that, but a very pretty early teens half-elven girl, and this individual is there just muttering,
Please, Clothis, bring my granddaughter back. Take me. Her destiny is not this. Please, Clothis. Please.
Okay, so Jules going to give as much. He's going to try and just take in his face and his visage and the visage of the glass, in case this is anything to do with it. She understands that in a place like this, it could also mean that this girl has died for another reason, maybe just missing, maybe just off on her way, but is just trying to, like, anything she's just going to take into her memory. So she'll sit there for a minute or two, just taking in, like, any and everything about this person. She doesn't want to interrupt, though, so she is going to just leave it.
Jewel of Shadow sticks to the shadows. Very good. About 10 or 15 minutes pass before the centaur returns with a female individual, Lex. Who is wearing this hooded robe. And he comes over to you and says, "My friend, this is one of those individuals I spoke of. She is rather timid, so please be gentle, but my dear, this individual seeks to know what you saw. Maybe he can help you. Maybe Clothis has sent him to guide our journey from herein." And she's just going to look up. And there is this half-orc, young adult female. "How is it you wish to help me? Given what I have seen, I am cursed."
Can I also say that whilst I do obviously go with Cog, meet with him, I make sure that I position myself in such a way that I never lose sight of the old man, and I'm just keeping an eye on if he gets up, then I may have to follow.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me about Cog as well, because I did forget that bit. So the wings just sort of like.
What do you want?
And the legs actually latch onto your shoulder and just begin to tug.
Okay. I will come with you.
I'd like to think you'd go.
Flutters back towards leg.
Try and bat it. I'll just go.
Maybe find some snuff and we'll see what happens.
Oh, hang on. Is that racist to say against about a tabaxi?
We'll find out because I haven't. So far she's purely just walked like any other humanoid. So
Absolutely. Cool. So, as this female half-orc says to you, "I'm cursed," Cog reappears and says, What is this contraption? More evil magic."
Please do not be afraid. This is just my mechanical companion. He means you no harm.
I would like both of you to make me perception checks, please.
cool.
Be a good check. Stop rolling shit. Never mind, I got a 5.
Oh man, get some real dice, mate.
Fuck me.
Actually, I really can't talk. I
had 13
absolutely
now,
100% cannot talk. That was a perception check.
Yes.
9. Fuck's sake, we don't like this temple.
9. Very good. In which case, Karsis, what are you doing right now?
Classes, I am walking around and essentially I'm asking people around if they have been victims of these shadows. And if they are, I'm asking them to allow me to visit their homes and see if I can find anything in the actual houses that might...
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think he
Very
forgets
good.
to sometimes ask him if he's seen shadows. He's like, "Can I just see your home?"
Okay then, Karsis, I'm going to ask you to make me some persuasion checks, please. 3 in total.
Sure. 3 persuasion checks. 1 is a natural 1 for a 3. The other one's a 13 and the other one's a 20.
Nice. So with the natural one, the first person you sort of walk up to is a fairly stocky elven individual who takes one look at you and...
Put on some clothes, you filthy, filthy creature.
Maybe not this one.
The 13, sort of an elderly woman, just sort of...
Not me, my dear. I've seen no shadows by
well, except this one on the floor, which I think is yours.
Yes, that is very true. Yes. Thank you for your help. Do you need help going somewhere? Do you need me to carry?
It's very kind of you, but I'm okay, thank you.
Good.
It's a
We need
good
to meet
house.
more old people because I like the voice.
Yeah, definitely.
With the 20, you come across a middle-aged, you assume gentleman, which is incorrect of you, as it's actually, as you approach, more androgynous. But they are dressed more in male attire than female attire. This individual looks at you, and as you ask about shadows and people disappearing, or ask about people disappearing, more importantly. Did you say you're asking about shadows, sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you ask about both things. So.
I have seen shadows, and I have lost someone. Why is it that you ask?
Myself and my companions are actually looking into the situation. We've been assigned a job for it, so they have gone up to the temple to try and gather some information. I stayed here to
I
be a
would
little
find
bit
no
more.
help. No help there. I sought help from the gods and got none.
They can do that, I'm told. That's why I thought it would be more useful to be a little bit more boots on the ground about this. And if you would be ever so kind and I could maybe ask you some questions, maybe even see the location where you saw them. Maybe I can see something that you haven't or that you don't remember.
Perhaps you can explain this then.
And they pull up the arm of their robe.
This is what it came for, what it left me.
And across the forearm, there is a marking. A strange set of concentric circles with dots. 3 circles themselves with dots at different points, one on each of the concentric circles.
I am tainted, marked. I fear it will come for me again to finish the job.
Make me a perception check, please.
3.
Cock and bull.
The roll.
Good to know.
I was about to say, what did you roll? A 20?
Oh, a 6.
Love it.
Yeah, Casas is like, I think they immediately. Does this look like it's like branded?
It's almost like a scar rather than a brand.
I will ask this individual. Apologies. Would you mind if I have a closer look at this through magical means? I only mean to learn more about it. I'm not going to cast anything on you.
Yes, but not here. In my house would be better. Private. I
All right.
do not wish others to see.
Absolutely. Lead the way.
And they lead you probably about 2 minutes walk away to a simple, small mud brick hut, if you like. And as they step inside, there is not one but 2 bedrooms just off the side of this small little living room and kitchen area, if you like. And they look towards the right-hand side to a room where the entrance is just covered by a simple rug, simple drape. And then they sit down on a cushion on the floor next to a small, low table and just hold their arm out
I am trusting you, swordsman.
I'm going to kneel next to this person, and I'm going to kind of take my rucksack on my back. I'm going into my spell component pouch, and I will take out a pearl, and I'm going to sort of place the pearl on top of, like, at the center of this scar, and I will utter a few words, and there's going to be a sort of dark purple and blue spark that's going to, like, slightly pass by one of the eyes of Cassis, as I will then take the pearl and put it close to my eye, and then look upon the scar again, but this time under the effect of the Identify spell.
Hey.
The Identify spell. Very good.
See if it works.
So, doesn't
I will also
quite
cast that as a
work.
ritual, so it'll take 11 minutes.
Okay, it doesn't quite work the way you want it to in terms of identifying it as a magic object or something that's magic imbued. However, you do get the impression that there is some magic inlaid into this scar, this mark. And I am going to ask you to make me a spellcasting ability check, basically. So, d20 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
22.
You get the feeling that whatever has left this mark has done so with two objectives in mind. Tracking and stealing. But not stealing of objects, but stealing of essence or something about this individual. I am going to ask you with this to make me another perception check with advantage, please.
15.
15. As you now look towards this person, and there is a subtle amount of light coming in through the open doorway into this room, where your shadow is bold against the floor and against the table and the walls of this room. The individual shadow that you investigate now and you are helping is much, much more faded.
This just got awesome.
And that is where we are going to take a short break.
You absolute bastard.
You know what? I was going to make a joke about the fact that, well, that's interesting. In an anthropomorphic, do we own a shadow or does it own it? No. And you just pull. Oh, that's. Love it.
Okay.
Peter Pan's took
Cool.
it to
So we'll be
Neverland.
back in a few minutes, folks.
Cinema.
All the best.
Heyo.
Hello.
That was weird, Dave, because we've still not sorted it in the background. Everybody changed position.
Yeah. I kind of want to leave it like that.
That's all good. It's just so it fucks me up when we start.
I will change.
Good stuff. No, it's all good, mate. It doesn't matter. So, yes, I already said it in the chat, but I just want to say hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to anybody that's new. If you're in the chat or sat hovering
Hi
and
there.
watching the chat and watching the stream, don't be shy. Feel free to join in.
You don't
We'd love
bite?
to hear from you all.
Hard.
No, we definitely don't bite. Well, Cassis might, but that's totally different.
Sexy.
Cool. So, Cassis, having just made this discovery, what would you like to do?
I didn't catch your name. What was it?
Why is that important?
As he looks it up.
Just trying to call you by your first name, if that is okay.
I am Flaris.
Aris. Could you
Yes.
do something for me? Could you raise your other arm, please?
She raises. They raise their arm. She, he. Androgynous individual. They raise their arm.
Does the shadow also raise their arm?
Yes.
Cool.
But again, it is significantly muted compared to yours.
Do you remember anything? Do you find yourself that you're forgetting some things since you had the encounter with this shadow individual?
Forgetting? No, I don't think so. I am, well, less able than before. But my memory is fine.
We're all stroking our
know-
beards like that.
Do I know of any creatures that are able to curse people like this? I've heard, studied.
I bet Kirik does.
I am gonna ask you. I am gonna make a very quick character sheet check first. Because new characters and all that, I need to go and check.
Quick, add it to your lore document.
I've spent my
Okay,
time
I'm gonna
somewhere.
ask you to
people
make
that,
me.
things.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you to make me a straight Arcana check, please.
Arcana. 17.
There are numerous creatures that you have read of that have the ability to curse individuals in this way. It'd be difficult for you to narrow down based on what you currently know, which is which. However, coupling this with the idea and the knowledge of shadows, you think you may know what sort of creature is doing this. And from what you remember and what you read, they are a form of undead creature.
So glad we have a paladin and a cleric in our party.
I think right now we're more equipped, more equal to the wet bandits in Home Alone at the moment.
It was the sound of a tool chest falling down the stairs.
I fucking love those films.
Flaris, thank you. This is very useful, actually, in trying to figure out. I will see what my companions come back with, and we will try and follow suit. Until then, make sure you save your strength. Don't exert yourself too much.
Please be quick.
I'm speaking in Irish now.
Do not think I have much time left. They will return. And like my mother, I will be gone too.
How often do they return?
Every night.
And you see them every night?
If I wake. They see them. And they flee.
All right. Well, I'll make sure that we catch them.
I hope that you do, swordsman.
And I will stand up and leave.
And Flaris shakily picks a cup off the table and just takes a drink of what you assume is wine. Where are you going?
Bottom of the temple stairs.
Okay.
Wait for...
I'm assuming you're waiting there? Yep. Cool. So, Lex, Jewel, this individual has been brought to you. You've not noticed anything about them other than the fact that it's this half-orc female who has now sort of lifted the hood back.
This is the one who
How is
has...
it you wish to help me?
Carry on.
She's been the one who's been brought to us because they are seeing
Witness the
shadows.
shadows.
Or has,
Witnessed,
witnessed
yeah.
the shadows.
Thank you for joining us, Jewel. I thought it imperative you join me for this.
Absolutely.
The half-orc is there like, my name is... Oh, no. Oh, sorry.
Pardon, your name is?
My name? Hey.
Who are you? Where am I?
You are in the temple of Clotis. Clothis.
Clothes. My fate is changing, is it? Changing. New life.
Sorry, did you say they appear to be... Is it middle-aged? Young? I can't remember.
Like a young adult.
Young
yeah.
adult.
Young adult. Okay.
Do you remember? You were brought us here because you witnessed the shadows. You were gonna tell us about it?
Shadows. Many times. I am so weak.
And you notice at this point that the Hierophant, the centaur, is actually almost using their body to hold this individual up.
Have you seen the shadows in the temple, or only at night at home?
Not while I've been here. In the temple. I am sorry. I lost myself for a moment.
That is no
I
problem.
stay here to be safe.
I was going to say, it sounds like it better you stay here.
Did you have memory lapses
I shall.
prior to seeing the shadows?
No. I was strong and full of life. And now I am weak and near my end.
Has this happened only a few weeks ago? Recently? Days, even?
Weeks. Or a week, and just over a week, no. I think.
May I ask, where do you live? Do you live nearby? I do not need to know the entire specifics. Please keep your privacy to yourself, but I just would like to know the general area.
I live at the base of the Acropolis. by the stairs.
Quite close then.
Very. I fled here after seeing the shadows last time.
You have seen them
Xanthos
every
has
night?
looked after me since. No. Only when I awoke. Twice. I thought it was just a nightmare the first time. But the second, I fled.
The nightmare, as you possibly describe it, did anything come near you? Did it look like a person? Anything?
It was upon me, the shadow. Over me. And
Did
then
it
gone.
look like anyone?
No, it was darkness.
It was on you. Did it touch you at all?
Yes.
Did it harm you in any way?
I am weakened. Is this not harm?
It is indeed.
Did it leave? I know you said it touched you in your dream, but when you woke up, did you have any physical marks or?
Only this stick that damn me. Only this.
And pulls back the sleeve of the robe she wears over her left arm. And you see a very emaciated arm. The skin almost hanging off the bone now. Or hanging over the bone. And there is a scar of 3 concentric circles with a single dot on each circle, but not in a line. They are placed randomly around these circles.
Jewel will draw that in her notebook. Try and keep a good understanding of what that looks like.
Does the concentric circles and the dots look like a bird's eye image of the Carnist's contraption?
Make me a straight
Don't
intelligence.
ask me to make a roll
check,
because I'm rolling shit. God damn it! Is that straight intelligence?
Come on.
Straight intelligence.
You can do this.
Ooh, 15.
That'll
Not
do.
too bad.
We'll take it.
I'm going to ask the other two to remove their headsets, please.
Oh! I stumbled on something.
Using your keen intellect and your understanding of machinations, mechanics, and the order of things, yes, this is uncannily similar to the apparatus that you saw in Artemisia's office. It is almost that top-down view, that matrix view, if you like, of that apparatus.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Headsets back on.
Chat, he didn't say anything about the fact that you couldn't then just tell us straight away, so feel free.
If you can speak cog, he's recording it all, so he'll be able to tell you if you ask him.
I'm sorry, where is that language?
Wheel! Anyway, cool.
Sweet.
So once you've looked at it, she very quickly brings her sleeve back and sort of hugs herself slightly. You can see she shivers.
So cold. You will help, no?
You have our word. We shall do everything in our power. We shall help you. I promise. You must stay here in the temple. You must.
She is with us until this shadow menace is dealt with. I did not see the brand, the scar, before.
Is it something you have seen before? I am not aware of anything like this.
It is new to me. But my dear Harmonia, why did you not show this to me before? I was scared. Alone. I am tired. I will rest now, please.
Please, save your energy. Thank you. And we hope to see you soon.
Thank you. We'll do what we can to help.
Thank you.
And Xanthos, as she alluded to, the Hierophant, is going to almost half lift her and just carries her over to a corner where he lays her down on a bed of cushions and pulls a rough blanket over her. Sort of as silently as he can with hooves comes back over.
I hope you know what you are doing. Clearly something is at work. But it is beyond me.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
Hierophant, it is something I have been following. It was also a plague on my village. I did not know that it was so far-reaching, and I have learnt more here than I did there. You have my word. I am on this until it is done.
Yeah, I will not stand by and let this sort of chaos rain upon your good people.
Let us hope you are successful. I
We
will
have to be.
Balance will
tend
be
to
restored.
those in need, as is my duty. But fate is fate, and if this is the destiny of those, then I am not one to stand in the way of Clothis.
Jewel is about to say something, then holds her tongue and just nods. She has kept an eye on the elderly man as well to see if he has moved in any way.
Still kneels, muttering with that string over the piece of glass.
Let's leave these people in peace and go find Karsus.
One moment. Hierophant, that gentleman over there points towards the gentleman. I could not help overhearing as I was walking past. They may have lost someone? Do you know?
I do not. He is, I have not seen him in here before. Must be recent. I will approach and do my best to assuage his fears, calm him. Perhaps this is all connected.
I take it that you have not seen anyone unusual or strange in the temple. I understand and I see around me that there are clearly a number of people who come here, so I understand you may not really know anyone new.
Apart from yourselves, no. It is the city folk I see here and there, and so often when I walk. Nobody that is standing out.
Thank you for your time. Would it be rude of me in a place like this to go and speak to the gentleman? I left him alone, but I fear that if he may have lost someone, it may well be linked.
I will leave that up to you, but If he is in prayer, I would personally prefer it if you did not disturb him. What is said is between him and Clothis.
Bon, I shall leave him. Thank you.
Very well. Good luck, my friends. May Clothis be with you. May your destiny be secure.
Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words. Jill will bow and then we'll start walking towards the exit, but again, making sure she never loses sight of the old man. Understanding that obviously as I'm going outside, I'm going to lose sight of him.
So for as long as Jewel stays inside the temple, you've got that ear and the peripheral vision just on the old man, who never wavers, never looks up from the glass. If anything, he weaves the meter-long thread around the glass and hugs it closer to him, just begins to rock with his prayer with his eyes closed.
Lex, if you do not mind, I shall actually wait here a moment, maybe a few moments. There is possibly someone I wish to speak to when they are done. Do you wish to stay with me outside the temple, or possibly go and find Karsus?
Well, there is something I noticed with that young girl that I did want to discuss with you, but it's probably better that we're all together when we discuss it.
Absolutely, unless it is significant, you can tell me now. Why we wait?
Okay, I think it might be a significant clue. I don't know if you noticed, but the markings on her arm, they were...
Yes, I was hoping to be able to look that up and hopefully find somewhere we may be able to see what that is. I did a drawing right here. I was wondering if this is something that we can, find what it is.
They do seem to match the contraption or the apparatus that we see at the Arcanists' Lyceum.
Hang on. I did a drawing of this as well.
If you imagine it, looking at it from above, it's like a bird's eye view, a cog's eye view of the apparatus.
Oh, I did a...
Cog, project your recording. And then can he project the image of the machine on it? Because he does that in the background, that I've just retconned in.
Natural 20, Cog.
Nailed it, Cog.
Light shines out of that singular eye, and this almost 3D representation, but you notice the image itself is made up of tiny images of cogs and wheels, all functioning together, and it forms this almost 3D hologram in front of you of the Arcanist's apparatus.
Because it's now R2D2.
You wanted it, I rolled for it, it's a natural 20, it's fucking in there now.
He's got to have one of them. He's got to have one of them. There we go. I need to change it from Dungeon Master and Cog.
So this is why we love you, Matt. You let us just do crazy shit and roll for it and it happens.
Mm-hmm. Rule of cool.
Rule of cool.
Lex, this is fascinating. I only was able to draw it from my my angle, but as you say, this is very similar if you're looking down upon it. That cannot be a coincidence.
I was thinking the same.
You're just going to hear this subtle as you actually see the eye bit of Cog rotating.
Okay, you can stop that. It takes it out of him, poor little fella.
And Cog, for the first time, actually lands on Lex's shoulder and the wings sort of enclose, and Cog just almost settles down, the legs bend, and the light in the eye goes slightly darker.
And then a solar panel pops out of his head so he can recharge.
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm not rolling for that one.
Bong. This is ready.
I just have
Be
to
fucking
put a coin
Wally
and
in a
start
minute.
cranking him back up, or I put a quid in and he starts working again.
Yeah, like the fridge on the moon. Walter Robin.
Very good.
Lex,
What are we
if it is okay, I am going to wait. There was a gentleman in there who I could not help overhearing because I was intending to overhear. And I heard that he had lost someone, and I am going to do my best to ask him when he's out. I feared it was improper to ask him in the temple. I may not follow a god, but I understand that those who do.
But you follow protocol. I like it. Right, okay. I'll go get Karsus and bring him back while you wait for him.
Very good. If you are happy, I shall wait outside the temple on the stairs. I will keep an eye out and wait for the gentleman to leave. I think it best.
Okay. I'll go retrieve him. And I'll go down the steps looking for my main man, Karsus.
As you walk towards the
My main person.
steps, Lex, there's an individual that wanders up to you. Excuse me. That contraption you have on your shoulder, are you, willing to sell?
Roll initiative.
I was quite fascinated by what it did back there, that whole image, and I'm very impressed. It's highly, highly technical.
No, it's not that sort of relationship. We're bonded to each other. He is bound to me.
Oh,
He is not for sale, I'm
can
sorry.
you build another one?
I didn't build him.
How disappointing.
Sorry.
Oh, well. Thank you. And they just wander off.
A strange fellow. Yeah. Mm.
Going from the
We're going to figure out if he is speaking a language, isn't he? That only I can understand, right? It's not just that weird thing where
Noises.
he makes, yeah, like,
So you, Lex and Cog, are bonded in a way that they can communicate. But to everybody else, it will just appear as noises, clicks, whirs, whistles.
'cause I'm thinking, like, if Jules spends enough time with him, he'll be able to decipher the language eventually, I think.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
So C-3PO and R2-D2 talking and just like hear the other side of the conversation.
3PO.
Let's
Anyway.
go out. I'll continue down the stairs.
Lex descends the stairs and goes off to find Karsus. Jewel, you wait for probably 20 minutes. And eventually this old man just comes shuffling out, clutching the glass, takes the string that they had, unwinds it from the glass, places the glass gently on the ground, and then takes out, or reaches next to the wicker basket and takes a pair of scissors and just cuts the thread with their eyes closed, and places it in a separate wicker basket, and then replaces the scissors, and then clutches the glass close to their chest again and just shuffles on.
After he's, not too far away from the temple, but enough that trying to keep that etiquette going, will very gently walk up and just go, "Excuse me, monsieur. May I have a moment?" Pardon.
Can I help you?
I wonder if I may be able to help you. I believe you may or may not have lost someone. I am sorry to pry. I am so sorry.
Lost?
I may be mistaken then? You have not lost someone?
What is it to you? What I have lost or found?
Quite simply, I am looking for lost people. And I wonder if I may have found a connection. I do not mean to pry.
If I have lost something, then it is Through my own fault, and I shall find it. Clothes guide me. I do not need your help, thank you. Good afternoon.
Very good. Good afternoon. And I shall let him pass.
He shuffles off.
I would like to follow him. Stealthily.
Okay, make me a stealth check, please.
Okay. First stealth check. And it'll be a 22.
Good check. Nice roll of
You
campaign 2 so
blend
far.
into the shadows.
Ironically.
Disappear to this individual. Lex and Karsus, were you coming back up the stairs or were you waiting for Jewel?
No, me. I haven't found Cassis yet, have I? So I'm still
Well,
looking for him.
you've gone down to find Karsus. He's down the bottom of
Yeah.
the stairs. Were you coming back
said
up
to
or are you
Lex,
staying down
I'll
there?
meet you there, as in at
I'll
the
stay.
steps.
Right.
So I am
Yeah.
now
So Lex, you would
disregarding
find
what-
Karsus, and you are down at the bottom of the stairs. We'll come back to that in a minute. Jewel, you follow this old man, and he wanders to some of the side buildings and then almost curves back on himself.
I'm keeping
and
very close
approaches the
attention as
side.
to where we are, what buildings we're near, and everything. I'm literally
Mm-hmm.
remembering everything.
And approaches the side of the temple. He looks around. Yeah, I was never going to get there. And takes the glass and smashes it over his knee.
Okay.
And then he takes from his pocket a single pink lily and places it on in front of a small door that is almost embedded half into the floor, depressed into the floor, if you like. So you've got the level of the floor, and then the door is half down, if you like, in the side of the temple. Small set of stairs descending into it. Places the lily there, and then stands up, looks around, and shifts
Oh,
Good call, Dave.
into the form of a middle-aged human man.
Just happens to be the King of Nyland.
Nope.
Okay.
a middle-aged man I have not seen before or anything.
Nope.
Nope.
Middle-aged human man.
Okay.
Sort of, I'm going to say blondish hair, blue eyes, fairly handsome.
Okay. Do I? Okay. Does he go anywhere else? Does he stay there?
Then disappears back off into the crowd and wanders down the stairs.
The main stairs from the temple, then, yeah, back out into the.
Mm-hmm. So the main stairs down from the Acropolis down to the city.
Oh shit! Do I still want to follow him? Yeah, 100%. I want to know where this guy stops.
Okay. As you now follow this individual, you probably follow them for another 15-20 minutes as they loop back around the Acropolis. They begin to just start shopping at the Agora. Buying fruits, vegetables, a couple of gemstones here and there. Karsus and Lex, please make me perception checks for 15 minutes ago.
Oh,
6.
9.
Neither of you notice Jewel as they stealth down the stairs and wander off. But you have now been stood there for about 40 minutes.
I know he was waiting for the guy to question him, but how long do people pray?
I wouldn't know, but it seems like a mighty old time for just to be there waiting for someone. So I...
Carg, go see if he's still waiting, will you? Report back.
After he started to start a shop and not looking like he's going straight home or wherever, after however prolonged time, and I realise that, I will then reluctantly give this up as a bad job and go and meet them, because I realise that I've only known these guys for a couple of hours and I may lose them. So I'm going to try and get back.
Okay. So as an hour passes, Cog comes back and informs you, Lex, no sign. Jewel
That's
then
strange.
comes skirting around the corner. Or skulking around the corner, I'm going to say.
That's how I'm happy to roll a stealth check to get behind them.
Okay, roll me a stealth check to see if you appear behind them. Then. Let's
100% not gonna see
do the
you.
rogue stuff.
14.
14. Perception checks, please, folks.
They're not that
That's
great.
double my passive perception.
Wait, I actually rolled 15.
I actually see you because I rolled a natural 20.
Hey!
Hey, there we go.
The most irrelevant rolls of the night, and that's when we did our best.
Actually means I rolled a 17 on perception. The highest perception roll possible.
So yeah, as Jewel comes sneaking around and sort of thinks for a moment to herself, let's play a joke, and tries to creep behind you, both of you just go, Jewel.
Where the hell have you been? What in the great cogs are you doing?
Paddle, Lex, I knew, I said that I would wait here. I am sorry. I did have a word with the gentleman, and that did not go well. However, I decided to follow him, hence the fact that I was not here.
Well, did you get any information?
Possibly. He was not
Come see,
who
come
he
see.
looked to be. He went somewhere near the temple, and he changed shape. It is not something I have particularly seen before, but he no longer looks like he did in the temple.
Well, was he now a rhomboid? What do you mean he changed shape?
He changed into a middle-aged man from... he was half-elven or elven before in the temple?
Half-elven.
Half-elven. So he changed to a human, middle-aged human.
Fascinating.
You may not have also seen he had this glass imprint with him. He also broke that and did something, I wouldn't say to the door, but he left something near a door to the temple. I would like to go and look at it later, but I do not want to make it obvious. And I'm obviously keen to know. However, he was not what he appeared in the temple, and I think this is very, very important.
Well, I was just informing Carlos here about my observations on the lady's engravings in her arm, and he was saying he found something similar.
Oh my goodness, you have?
Yes, I saw someone that had a marking that matches what Lex was saying, and I also noticed that the shadow of this person was quite thin. It's not as full as the ones that we have here. So I can tell that, well, from what I read about creatures that might be able to apply curses to other individuals, this might be some sort of a creature that is trying to track this person or just take something from them. She also said that she sees, if she wakes up, she sees the shadows every night, and Alchemist said that the instrument stopped working every night as well. So if I were to guess, it means that when the shadows are out, the instrument stops. Why that is, I couldn't possibly tell you.
Suddenly realising that we're having this conversation in the middle of fucking everywhere, can Jewel look around and go and see if there's anyone listening into our intricate story?
Give me a perception check, please.
Oh, nice, 22.
Nice.
There are a number of individuals who have walked past and been sort of giving you the side eye and looking around.
Has anyone, however,
I
stopped?
wouldn't say there's anybody of note, but a lot of people have just passed and been looking at you suspiciously.
Perhaps we should continue this conversation in a more private location? Any thoughts, gentlemen?
Oh,
Yeah, good call.
probably, yeah.
Given the suspicious man you just see, maybe you have to trust.
Indeed, and if he has the ability to be able to change, then maybe he may well have just walked past us. I am sorry that I did not think of this before, and perhaps we should possibly go back to the taverna or find a closer inn for lunch and to discuss this.
The taverna sounds good.
The taverna it is. Let's go. Perhaps we shall not speak about it until we get there.
Okay.
What will you speak about?
So you meander your way back. Carry on.
Never mind. Cut.
I missed that one. You meander your way back around the Acropolis and across town, across the city, back to the Agora and back to the Poros Taverna, where you enter, and the taverness looks towards Lex. Your room is not ready yet, sir. It's late. Well, I suppose you have your key. Crack on. There might be cleaners in there, but
Have we been followed?
Ooh. Have you been followed? Let's
Good question.
the character sheet.
Cockend.
That's a yes.
That's a yes.
That's okay.
You have no way of knowing.
That's disconcerting.
Cool. Brilliant.
Ooh.
I'm just going to point out for that I did a percentage roll and then a d20 as well for stealth and compared it to all sorts of things. So
Sure.
you don't know what the result of the percentage roll was, you don't know what the stealth roll was, so whether you were followed or not.
We can go, perhaps, Joel, up to one of our rooms and converse there.
Yeah, well, if mine's not quite ready, I don't think my room would be appropriate.
Exactly.
Right, Jewel
Ears.
is super paranoid at this moment, so he's going to go up to the taverness and say, "Excusez-moi, do you have a room that I may be able to have for the night? I know that I already have one. I have my reasons. Is there anything that I may be able to have for tonight?"
If you are willing to pay, then I can give you a spare room for whatever it is. We
But
have
that would be
two
be great.
left.
Yes. How
Just
much
for the single evening.
Just a single evening, unlike the week that I have.
Two silver, please.
2 silver. I shall hand over 2 silver. And
And week's a bargain.
can I just pull up my notes? Bear with. Wait one caller. I have a.
Please, hold corner.
Cog just does the dial tone, like the dial-up noise. Oh, yeah.
That is
Love
not
it.
what I was looking at. Here we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Could you put it under the name of Bronze, please?
Bronze?
Bronze.
Bronze? By all means, bronze. Very well.
I was really tempted to go, Joel, why are you booking a room in the name of Bronze? That's not something Lex would do.
That's definitely an Ander thing, isn't it?
Never mind, please change it to
Silver.
Lex, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Like the urges.
So, which room are you heading to? Carsis's, Lex's, or Jules?
I shall now turn to the group and say, if it is okay with you, I think that it would be best that we use the room that I have just taken the key for. I can explain.
So rooms at the same tavern, even I don't do that. But yeah.
Well, I realise my mistake and we probably should have gone somewhere else. However, it may well be that... I will explain more when we get to the room.
Why did you use a pseudonym?
Lex, you really must learn to ask questions later.
Okay. Thinking he's come afoul of a protocol, he'll just show.
Good stuff. So you head up the spiral staircase, which eventually just sort of opens out into a straight staircase, and you get to the upper floor. Now, the number on the key that you hold, Jewel, currently says 9. And you sort of look around. There's a room just to your right that is 1. There is a room just past that, and they almost are numbered in a clockwise fashion, apart from the centre rooms, which almost just follow on slightly. Karsis, you would know that your room is almost the full circle round, room 11 currently, and only has a double bed in there. Jewel, the room that you've currently been staying in is room 2, so the second room as you go around this clockwise. Now, it's a big room. There is a double bed and 2 singles in there currently, but only you have this booked out. Room 9 is further around. As you venture around, you find you have to walk down this side corridor, and there are 2 doors opposite each other, room 9 and room 10. You unlock room 9, and in there you find 5 single beds, a grand desk, and a seat, and a simple just bucket of water in there. The water looks relatively fresh, but other than that, there's no real amenities to this room. It's fairly simple. What are you doing?
Lex, Cassis, thank you for your patience on this. I thought it best that we use a little bit of subterfuge. The reason for this is I admit that I did not check that we were being followed or not. Therefore, I thought it unwise to go to any of our single rooms. Therefore, I thought it is best that we go into this room, who no one will be staying in tonight. So,
A logical lie. It makes sense.
I suggest we speak quietly but openly in this room and nowhere else. I can also hopefully not necessarily trap this room, but hopefully make it so that we will know if anyone has tried to get in. And I shall also later make a point that no one comes in from housekeeping.
If you like, I could make sure nobody's listening from adjacent rooms, or trying to listen from adjacent rooms.
I presume that would use your arcane skills?
A magical item, yes.
Ah, magical item. Okay. Then perhaps you may be able to use this.
Okay. I would like to now use my ring of X-ray to look through the... It's got a radius of 30 feet, so I'll use it to look at the walls to make sure there's nobody on the other side of the glass. Give me some of that. Or in the adjacent rooms.
So it's got a radius of 30 feet.
Yeah, so I suppose this vision has a radius of 30 feet, so I'd have to walk around the room, and it works for a minute.
Well, you wouldn't, actually. With a radius of 30 feet, that is big. So as you activate
You
your
go through
ring,
1 foot of stone, if that makes a difference. I don't know how thick the
all
walls
the
are.
walls around here
Right,
are
so you cast
wooden.
these through casters then.
Solid stone.
Boom.
As you look around,
Back in a minute.
in the room opposite, so you look through the solid wall first, the room opposite to the door you've just entered in, there are a number of individuals getting up to things that you kind of wish you'd not looked in on. But they certainly don't seem to be paying you any attention. As you then scan around, there's another empty room. One room that is empty, but there does look like there's luggage in there. And you scan around to the final room, which is room 10, which is the door opposite you, and that room is totally empty. You see a number of footlockers in there, but the room generally looks tidy, undisturbed. And then you come back and you see Jewel and Karsis, or at least their skeletons.
Cool. So just to give it a bit of a
Isn't that
flavour, the ring on my hand is like a mechanical eye similar to cogs. So that'll kind of open up and sort of a glow will come out of it. But then what will happen is my eyes will then sort of take on a similar appearance to Cog's eyes. So it'll look like I've got mechanical eyes out that'll then look around as I'm looking around the room. And then as I sort of dispel it, as it were, or stop using it, you'll see an evident blush on my face, but I'll try and keep it behind under wraps. I think it's safe to say the coast is clear. Nobody is trying to listen in. Everyone's just going about their business.
And it's at this point
You can
all
see through
would hear the
walls.
subtle moans and giggles from somewhere in the tavern.
Is that something you can do on a regular basis or?
No, it does take quite a lot out of me. I will need to rest before I can do that again.
All right.
Cassis, my apologies. I have to admit that when I realized we were speaking in public, I stopped listening to what you were saying, and I was checking to see if anyone was overhearing us. Might you be able to perhaps recount what you found with the person you spoke to?
Yes, of course. I found that this person had a mark that matches the one that you and Lex saw on the half-orc, and it the person said that they see the shadows. Well, the shadows come for them every day, but every time they open their eyes and see them, the shadows just flee. And their own shadow was quite thin and not as full as the one that we possess. And from what I can gather, I did a little bit of look into the scar that this person had, and from what I can gather, it seems to be twofold. It seems to be trying to both track this person, which would make sense to why the shadows keep finding them, but also it seems to be stealing something from them, and that I don't think it's anything physical. It seems to be, I don't know, they seemed quite weak, so it might be some sort of life force or the like. They themselves said that their mother had passed away and that they were going to do so as well if this is not stopped.
Was it possible that the mother had also gone through the same thing, do you believe?
They seem to have a fair amount of knowledge about their destiny, so I would assume that yes. They seem to be speaking of someone who has experienced it firsthand.
Do you think with you saying like a tracking type sigil, that the apparatus in the Lyceum was used to track the universe. Do you think that's why they're similar, or do you think they're connected because the Lyceum is involved?
I don't know, because we don't actually know what the apparatus does. So until we fully understand that, I also don't. The two events are definitely connected in some way. If I hazard to guess, then I think the shadows will appear whenever the apparatus stops, which is between 2 and 4 in the morning. So I suppose my suggestion would be that we try to track it and go to this person's house between 2 and 4 and see what happens.
That seems like a very sensible idea. I was just thinking that we would be able to go to the house of the person who was in the temple. However, if they are able to track this person via this sigil or whatever you would call it, then I am hoping that the temple is going to protect them in some manner. So their house is going to be useless to us, and we do not fully know where that is. So the one you know is the better choice. I am still interested in the gentleman who I followed. I followed them. They were being very deceitful in their movements, and clearly not quite why they went to the temple. I do not understand why they were there and yet smashed the glass that they took and seemed to potentially mark one of the doors with a flower. I do not understand this. I would be able to tell you what he looks like in the two ways in which I have seen him, but I am totally unsure that he will look like that the next time we see him. Them.
Yeah, that seems to be a bit of a, I don't know, dead end, to be honest, because if they can change shape, then there's no telling that they are ever going to be the same shape as they are now.
What is to say that, however, all of these things seem to have happened around the temple, and he went to a door that was on the side of the temple that seemed to be quite a bit lower, and may well be that that temple or that door could well be how they... there could be something under the temple that people are unaware of, or that in the way that they did this, it meant that they can gain entrance to the temple via this door. I do not know. As you say, we may well have to forego this and follow your lead.
I think that would be... Well, we'll stay there, and then if nothing happens tonight, then we can check out the door and see if there is anything in there.
Yes, I think that is wise. As it is only just after midday, early afternoon, I think we're going to have to do our checking at night. So
I agree.
I would like to go and do some research now, and then potentially I think we should rest up, try and get a little rest, and then go back there for midnight.
I have two lines of thought. One is, do you think we need to go back and question the Arcanist at the Lyceum with what we have found? And secondly, if we're going to be doing some nighttime reconnaissance, is that going to impact your battle tomorrow? I wouldn't want to be responsible for your demise because you had no sleep joining us on this endeavor.
No, I'll just sleep during the day. It's alright.
Thank you, Cassis. I understand that this does have an impact on your life, but we are of the understanding that many people's lives are in the balance here, and I would say that a fight for money, in my opinion, is now less important than helping these people. This
I
is my
must say you're the
personal
most
opinion.
relaxed
however.
individual I've ever met in my life. Most people I deal with are quite tightly wound, like a coil,
Well, I mean,
a literal coil.
I can be half asleep and still win, so it doesn't really matter. So, but yeah,
I like your
I've
enthusiasm.
had fights with
Carson.
less sleep.
Okay. So what do you think about questioning the Arcanist?
Might be worth going back once we have a little bit more, I think.
Yes, I do not believe that we have enough information at the moment. We have leads, and we are being paid to follow those leads.
Touche. So the thing you wanted to do is that by yourself? Or do you want us to
You are
accompany
more
you?
than welcome to follow me. I'm just aware of the fact that we may need to get our rest. I am very, very keen, even though we have found some sort of connection between this symbol and the apparent view of what you have seen of the apparatus. I would like to find if there is any more meaningful connection or any more information in the library that might give us a lead on this symbol. We have found 2 connections, but that is not to say that someone else has not found a third. Would you like to come with me, Lex?
Yeah. That sounds like a fruitful line of inquiry.
Carsis, forgive me for making a very much an assumption here, but it does not sound very much down your alley unless you would like to follow us, because I understand that you are keen on looking into the arcane.
Yes, if we're going to be looking at that, I would like to follow. Might not stay with you for a long time, but at least to look at some.
I am
Some
aware of the fact that we
information
need to
might
get some sleep, so I am keen that this is not going to be, an all-nighter, literally, because we are going to be up all night doing something else. So I am assuming that this is going to be maybe 2-3 hours. I would like to be able to look into it much, much longer, but I fear that I'm just going to have to hope that I end up in the right section of the library.
Well, 7 eyes is better than 2. So Card can help at all. Obviously, if we couldn't do the math.
I very quickly did the math after I wondered where on earth the 7th eye was, I have to admit.
Very good.
Yes.
So, you are seeking out a library where?
On Google Maps.
Where the library is.
I was going to say,
I probably would know by being in the city for about 2 weeks.
I would also say that if I've been here for just over a week, then Jewel knows where that library is because she wants knowledge. So even if she hasn't been yet, she knows exactly where it is.
You would know that most of the libraries or places of knowledge actually sit in the Arcanist's quarter back towards the Helenthor Lyceum. There is an open library of Thalissa, which is the place where most commoners go to just study various items. If you want anything that is more specific, you're probably going to have to look either into more of the guild side of things or into the Lyceum itself.
Jewel is happy that if that means she's also going to have to pay, then as much as that's not great, she is on a hunt now and wants to know.
Okay. So, discussing amongst yourselves then, for the sake of brevity, you'll agree... I will make the assumption that you'll agree to go to the Lyceum, knowing that that's going to be the place of greater arcane knowledge.
Yeah.
You approach the Lyceum, you enter, and Mayon, if I get the I do remember my NPC name there. Mayon is not there. There is a male receptionist at this point. How can I...
Nothing that matters.
I was wondering if we would be able to have a few hours in the archive. We are looking for something very specific, and we would like to have a look through some of the archive information and books.
The archive, I can only allow students and members of the Lyceum to enter. The library, however, is open for fee. If you are willing to pay 5 gold, you may go and peruse books at your leisure.
We
Archives closely guarded.
We are also working for the currently for the senior Alchemist, and are trying to find out more information on a subject that she is very keen on. We met her this morning.
You have some form of writ or marking or letter to say you are working for Artemisia?
Unfortunately, we were not given anything, so I understand that with that we are going to have to pay our 5 gold.
I may be able to help. Clark, play the recording of the Arcanist hiring us, please. Just the last sentence. Thank you. I'm not taking the piss now.
Well, whether you're taking the piss or not, I rolled a 2. So Cog is just going to be there, look at you, and the eye is just going to go, Cog is tired.
God, holy gears. Scratch that. You can't do that. Sorry. Overpromised there. Under
The library. That was Irish and Greek there again. The library, it is then. Archives are for students and members only.
I shall hand over 5 gold.
Before you do you think it's imperative we go to the archives rather than the library?
By all means, take all day. I have all the time in the world.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll be with you in a second, sir. I can try and convince him if you like.
How?
I have my methods. But it does involve magic, Jewel, so I don't want to make you feel too uncomfortable.
I am... I am torn. However, I think I will do my very best in the library.
Okay,
The
just
only
say
thing
the
I'm
word.
thinking, like, is that trying to cast a magic spell in a place where they know magic a lot seems to not be very well advised.
I think that's the most logical thing you've said since we've met. I'm ashamed of
Speaking
even
from
thinking that
experience.
myself. Okay. Thank you. You may have saved me some embarrassment there.
Are you ready for library now?
Yes, I'll pay 5 gold.
What, 5 gold apiece?
Very well.
And
That's
also-
surely
only
5
one
gold for
5
all of
gold
us.
for-
Yes.
Oh, just one
5
5
gold
I'll
for
put my 5 gold
will
back.
be fine. I will take 10.
Nope.
It's a good job I'm
5
not
gold.
stingy under anymore. Yeah, have some gold. Woo! I'll overpay. I'll do a Dagon.
Dargon, here's 4 platinum.
I'm sorry, it's
Very
all I
well.
have.
So, fanheads! Visitors for the library. To the descender, please.
And yet again, that very emaciated Minotaur comes up.
Follow.
Does the emaciated Monitor have any circle markings on him?
Make me an investigation check, please.
Or can somebody else make the check? Because I'm shit at rolls. Right.
You ask the
Oh, I
question,
can't.
you make the check.
I know. It was Cog's idea. It was a 10.
It's a 10. You can't see due to the nature of the robes, unfortunately, and as he
Okay.
moves, and the robes don't move in a way that you can see any markings. Leads you to that strange golden contraption with the various gemstones on it, and this time presses a button which is down underneath the button you have seen him use before, or presses a gemstone, which is underneath the one he usually uses to get down to this floor. And you descend. There is just that brief moment where all the gemstones light up and... out.
Pardon, just out of interest, where is the archive? We know that we cannot go there, but I am just interested.
None of business. Library.
I noticed you're looking quite unwell there, friend. I don't suppose you've been visited by any shadows in your dreams, have you?
I am fine. Library.
Can't just go around asking if people see shadows in their dreams, Lex.
You did.
But I knew where people were.
I try and follow you a good example, and it just goes wrong.
Gotta know your audience. You gotta know the audience you're playing for.
That's why I just magically make them tell me stuff.
Out.
I was about to say,
Library.
we are
What a
saying this as
relief.
we're walking towards the library.
So the Minotaur closes the ascender, and you enter into this subterranean library, which is a vast room full of books and bookshelves. You can see these grand gilded ladders which extend up to the tallest areas of the bookshelves, and there's a few robed individuals that sort of skirt around on these ladders and pull books down, and you can notice the occasional person just literally holds a hand up and a book comes to their hand and they sort of open it and begin to study. As you enter, they all sort of look up and then go back down, and you approach this again sort of reception area where a librarian of sorts is seated. A thin male gnome sits.
Excusez-moi.
Hello.
I was wondering if you might be able to point us to the direction of anything, any books on Clothis, and possibly anything along the arcane that may be along the look of this symbol. And I shall open my book and show him the symbol.
The divine is round to the left, section D for divine. As for this symbol, I am afraid I have not seen it before. If you wish to understand arcane markings, may I suggest you go to section A for arcane. Alpha for arcane. Delta for divine.
I have to say, I really appreciate your filing system.
Thank you for your time. They'll turn around and start walking in that direction, and if the other two follow...
Can I ask what happens if I want to look for magic or gods? Is that still in section Alpha and Delta, or is that Gamma and whatever?
Omega.
Fucking there we go.
Delta for divine. Arcane is A. Magic has many schools. General Arcane A. Alpha. Necromancy
So-
N.
This is why I don't attempt
Divination Delta.
jokes.
But perhaps we should also check
Tough crowd.
shadows. And Carsis, you said that there may be something that you may have understood. Do you think it's something we could narrow down if we looked for shadow creatures? Did you say?
Would that be under Sigma for shadow creatures?
I can look under the undead. So perhaps looking at necromantic magic, I can do that.
Necromantic creatures, section N4.
Thank you. I will go there.
Thank you for your time. Au revoir.
You have 1 hour before your time is up. The gong will sound. Please exit, or you will be removed. The dong.
Big dong.
Just an enormous dog with 2 bells on its head.
The balls ball together when it's time for you to leave.
Oh, what a total clusterfuck.
This is a very strange library right here. Casters will return here.
Oh, God. This is your fault. It's all your fault. Too many talks of dicks tonight. Anyway.
Oh, thanks, JK.
Amazing. I love our fans. They're brilliant. Right. The gong will sound after the hour. Be quick. Be out, or you will be removed.
Just one. How do we know the gong is for us, not for the other people who came in before or after us? Is
You
it a
will
specific
know.
gong? Okay. Thank you.
Perhaps we need to be quick then. Shall we split up? I shall look in the area for deities, and I shall also see if there is something. If I do not find anything there, then I shall go for shadows.
I will look for the undead creatures.
And I will look for more on the apparatus.
Will you also be able to look for the arcane symbols,
Yes.
potentially?
I'm assuming apparatus, arcane symbols, they'll all be in the same section. I'll figure it out.
One would hope.
Cool. So the 3 of you spread out into this library. For the sake of brevity, I'm going to ask everybody to make me 3 investigation checks, please. So I'm going to start.
Each of us
Hold
does
out
3.
high hopes.
Say again?
Oh,
Each
fuck
of us
me.
does 3.
Yeah, so there will be 9 checks in total. So your
I got a
first one,
1 for
please.
the first one.
My first one's a natural 20.
Right.
That is
Natural
a
20, and you are
23.
searching for...
So the first one was books on Ioun and Clothis, but
Okay.
in connection to she was arcane, and so I'm there for any connection between that and what we know about the arcane machine.
Okay, so you head around to the divine section, and you very quickly find an area of this library that is just devoted to gods and their various guises. The books are very old, very dusty. They don't seem to have been used much, whereas other books around them you can see have been pulled off the shelves much more. You pull a ladder across and head up to the area where you can find sort of the row with the letter K on it, and you scan across and find a book on Clothis, and you pull it down. Your second investigation check then, please, which is going to be your looking in this book.
So that was a 12, so 15.
A 15.
Yeah.
As you flick through, there are many different descriptions even of Clothis, of Ioun, of Ogma, and there is also the name Mistra associated.
Mistra.
Mistra. M-Y-S-T-R-A.
And that's a name for Ioun and Clothis?
No, it is a name associated. The text actually reads something along the lines of, whilst many have confused Mistra to be one and the same as the god known as Clothis or Ioun or Ogma, magic itself is said to come from elsewhere.
Okay.
The study of the arcane is not the same as the study of the divine, and the forces of destiny and knowledge and fate have less to do with magic than I so suspect. As you flick through to the cover of this book, you read the title as A Study of Clothis by, and then the name itself is long, worn away with dust. But you get the feeling this is someone's hypotheses and theories around the gods, the divine, the arcane. You don't find as any links to the machine as such, but you do begin to get a greater understanding of Clothis in terms of that idea of the deity of fate and Ioun as the knowing mistress or the knowing mentor. What I will do in the background is send you a little bit of an update to your lore document.
Cool.
Around what you have now discovered about Clothis.
Sweet, thank you.
Anything else you wish to search for?
After that, I would then start, go over to the area S for shadows.
Okay. So, I will say you would join Karsus or head towards where Karsus went for necromantic creatures, which is section N4. So, Lex, you were off to search around the study of the arcane, specifically looking for...
I rolled 2 checks, one to look for the Arcanist's apparatus in a book. I rolled a 1 for that. And then...
Fantastic. Not a clue where to start with that one.
And then looking for a book for the arcane symbols, I rolled a natural 20. So...
Brilliant.
You know.
So you find a well-worn and well-used book. Quite low down to the ground, and you reckon it's probably been moved here because people keep pulling it out so often. And it is Common Symbols of the Arcane and Mystic Arts. Now I'm going to ask you to make me another investigation check to read this book, please.
Wish me luck. Come on. Don't be shit. 18. I'm happy with that.
18. You flick through, and whilst there are symbols for time, symbols for life, death, fire, ice, lightning, storms, earth, the very symbol you search for doesn't feature in this book. What you do get the impression of, just flicking through this book in the very limited time you have, is that arcane symbols are not cemented. No one symbol means the same for everyone. Other symbols can be created and used if they are infused with the very essence of someone's magic. Whilst symbols and certain symbols are common and shared amongst individuals, that is more to do with the fact that they are now more commonly recognized, and the idea of channeling power into those just becomes more about knowledge than the raw magic itself, and the channeling of raw magic.
So I suppose what I would infer from that is, although the symbol is linked to similar to the Arcanist apparatus, they might not be achieving the same thing because they're imbued with different magic. So it could be a coincidence that they're similar.
You can infer whatever you like from it. Okay, is there anything else you were saying?
Confirmation of my hypothesis, Matthew. Not ambiguity.
I'm a DM. When do I ever give confirmation of things?
I think. I don't know. I've never seen it happen yet.
Okay. Is there anything else Lex would be searching for? Do you think he would... I personally think Lex would probably spend the most of his time searching that.
Yeah, well, I think as well, if I take a bit of liberty, if I rolled a 1 looking for the first book, I probably wasted a lot of time looking for that book, so then I had to rush reading the second one after I found it. Yeah.
That worked. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Karsus, then, you head over to section N4, searching for necromantic creatures. Investigation check, please.
It's 25.
25. It's almost like this book calls to you with that sort of check. You wander over to N4 and instantly you're drawn to a green leather-bound tome with the symbol of a skull on the spine of it. And you wander over to that, sort of pull it down. The language on the front is a bit weird. It's very runic, not quite something you would recognise, I believe.
Common and infernal.
A quick look.
So
Common
let's
infernal,
speak.
absolutely not. So you do, however, flick it open, and it's written in common, despite the name of it being in some other language. Make another investigation check, please.
It was 19.
19. You find a section on wraiths, spectres, shadows. As you hone in on this area that talks about shadows specifically, you begin to read a passage which describes almost exactly the creature that you think you knew of. And when I just open the right tab, the description that you get: from the darkness, the shadow reaches out to feed on living creatures' vitality. They can consume any living creature, but they are especially drawn to creatures untainted by evil. A creature that lives a life of goodness and piety consigns its basest impulses and strongest temptations to the darkness, where the shadows hunger. As a shadow drains its victim's strength and physical form, the victim's shadow darkens and begins to move of its own volition. In death, the creature's shadow breaks free, becoming a new undead shadow, hungry for more life to consume.
This is really bad.
Now I will make sure I share that with you.
Yeah, that was not a good one.
Cool.
There is a rough ink drawing in that, I'll say, with the check you had there, of a humanoid individual wrapped in this dark shadow that almost looks like it's just pulling on its neck. It then talks about summoning and the necromantic rites in order to summon this. I'm going to ask you to make me an Arcana check.
Ooh, Arcana check. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. You begin to understand the rites in order to summon a shadow, or at least an initial shadow. And it is a very necromantic rite that requires some form of blood magic, but must also be cast in a place where the veil between life and death is thin.
Is this like written as a spell that one could potentially
Not
copy?
written as a spell as such.
Okay.
Which I know you would appreciate there. In fact, let me just look at that. What level is that? I am going to say, because of your check there, yes, it is written as a spell.
Boy.
And
I
you
will make a note of that.
recognise this. Okay.
Come back when I have money.
So, I'm going to send you a private message again. So,
I'm a wizard. I can use necromantic spells now. I don't get it.
Yay!
I have no moral compass. To-do list, copy, spell.
There we go. So that's in a quick chat with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
In which case, at this point, there is, after about an hour or so passes, there is just this
Massive penis going.
boom, and as it sounds out, you feel yourselves almost compelled to walk. I need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We are all going to
11.
end up dancing out of this slavery.
Oh, I got a 20.
Hey, natural 20?
Was that unnatural?
No, just a 20 altogether. Sorry, I overpromised that, Dave.
Ah,
Wisdom saving throw 8.
wisdom saving throw 8.
I got an 11.
11. So Karsis and Jewel, as this gong sounds, you feel your bodies begin to twitch and almost jig as you are marched back towards the reception desk. Lex, you feel that compulsion. And it's almost like Cog, the claw-like feet that it has just pinches into your shoulder slightly. And you just... no. But you do see your friends almost jig their way back to the front desk.
I think that's our cue to leave. Let's go.
It's alright. It's not the first time I'm walking towards a dong.
Yes.
I'm not living that one down. That set the tone for the campaign. Good stuff. So as you return to the front desk,
Please leave any books you have taken on the desk, and I will return them to their places. I hope you have enjoyed your visit to the Lyceum Library. We hope to see you soon. Please approach the ascender. The porter will be down shortly.
I have a question actually. Just before I leave, is there any
Yes.
way to pay to stay a little bit longer, or is it always an hour that you're allowed to stay?
It's an hour for visitors, but if you wish, then you can have conversations with the reception about becoming members and potentially getting unfettered access to this public library. Archives, I'm afraid, are only for students.
Yes, you have said that. But thank you. Yes.
What do we have to be studying?
Well, arcane matters?
You could consider me and Karsus students of magic.
Are
Illustratively
you
speaking.
students of the Lyceum under the Artemisia?
Okay, that was the specificity I needed. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was a mouthful.
That was hard to say. What a lie.
Yeah. Well done.
the gnome is confused because the gnome is not that intelligent, but has just heard a lot of words and gone, okay.
Well, nice. But right, not very intelligent, but knows where every single fucking book is off the top of his head.
Wise, not intelligent.
Not very socially aware, should we say. Social intelligence is dim.
Hasn't got room in his brain for anything else other than the location of the books.
Books.
He's got a great
you go.
spreadsheet in his head. That's it. That's all he has.
Yeah. Is the gnome called Excel? Is that his
I was
name?
going to say, the VLOOKUP tables that he's got is amazing.
Fucking going in now.
XL.
But it's spelled like Greek alphabet XL. Whatever that would be.
He's got an omega symbol in there somewhere.
His name just looks like a
Excelsior
fraternity. at university.
Excelsior.
Yeah. X apostrophe L.
There we go. So you approach the ascender, unless there's anything else you wish to discuss with this gnome. And yet again, the door opens In.
Yep.
Yeah, we go in.
Places a hand on that familiar gem, the largest of the gems. You come up to the ground floor, and the door opens.
You notice that Jules slightly less apprehensive about being on the elevator now. Just a little bit.
Out.
Before he
Right.
says that, Jules is walking off.
Springs out. Boing.
I hope you two found as much information as I did, or more. I hope.
Yes and no.
Good. Then I think we should probably recap and try and get some sleep. But perchance, I know it may be difficult.
I think that's wise.
Very good. So you head out of the Helenthal Lyceum and you wander back across the city towards the Poros Taverna, where I'm assuming you are all going to retire to your own rooms for some long-needed rest.
Yeah.
Before going to sleep, Classes is going to, outside of view of everyone, so when they are in their room, they're going to take out a it looks sort of like a band, or like two rings put together, with like a band of gold on top. It looks out of place with the location that we find ourselves in, and it has a symbol on it, like a coat of arms, and Cassus is going to place that on his hand, on his fingers, and they're going to cast mage armor, but instead of the mage armor going on top of them, it's almost like the spell gets deposited into the ring.
Very good.
Nice.
I
And they're
like.
going to sleep.
So it's just this. And to anybody watching around, they just look, paying no attention. Such things are common in Thalissa. And I think
That's it.
that is where we will leave tonight's episode, after a lot of investigation and mystery. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I will not lie, we had totally different things planned for tonight, and as is usual with D&D, left field. Always left field. But that was amazing. We have uncovered lots, considering it is our second episode. I look forward to episode 3. And yes, that was a lot of fun. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our return fans who are with us almost every week. We love you so very much. To anybody that's new, following along, thank you for joining us. We hope you're enjoying it. If you are enjoying it, then please feel free to drop us a follow or subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell, all of those sorts of things. Do stick around if you're on Twitch. I think we are going to raid, so if you'd like to guide the raid, then you should be able to do that this week. We've hopefully fixed the issue from last week. But yes, please stick around for the raid, and show your support to others as well. But until next week, where we will figure out more what's going on, hopefully, and see what else is happening in this grand city of Thalissa, I wish you all well, and we will see you next time.